You can accuse Elon Musk of a lot of things, but lacking confidence definitely isn't one of them. And it's probably what's made him so financially successful. At the end of the day, he very much is the world's richest man, and he's only going to get a lot richer given that $1 trillion deal that he's got with Tesla. And today's story does concern Tesla as well, because Mr. Musk cannot understand why Tesla's rivals in the automotive sector don't want to pay his company for the privilege of their full self-driving technology. It's almost like they're trying to develop their own technology to try and think of something better. But let's have a look at why Elon Musk has said this and whether there is some credence to what he is saying here. Full story on the channel as always, guys. Tesla's CEO Elon Musk said on Tuesday this week that other automakers aren't interested in licensing the company's FSD software, despite his warnings that they risk dying out without it. I mean, strong call right there, I'll give you that, Musk. He said on X, of course it's X, quote, I've tried to warn them and even offered to license Tesla FSD, but they don't want it. Crazy. When Legacy Auto does occasionally reach out, they tepidly discuss implementing FSD for a tiny program in 5 years with unworkable requirements for Tesla. So pointless. End quote. And of course, he couldn't help but rub the salt into the wounds a little bit more and put some dinosaur emojis on there too. I wonder what he could really mean by that. Very cryptic. FSD, of course, is not completely autonomous driving, but it does allow drivers to basically take their hands off of the wheel and allow the more routine tasks to be done by Tesla's own internal AI. But crucially, like I said, it does require supervision. You got to still be in the driver's seat and you got to be paying attention, because the consequences, as we've seen from some people who have misinterpreted the capabilities of FSD, yeah, they very much ended up suffering the consequences when it comes to that. Interestingly as well, just over a year ago in April 2024, Musk told investors that Tesla was in discussion with one major automaker over a deal for FSD. And in January of this year, he said that the EV giant has seen significant interest in paying for FSD, effectively franchising it out, licensing it out so that other car companies can use it instead of developing their own. In fact, he went to say, quote, I think the interest level from other manufacturers to license FSD will be extremely high once it is obvious that unless you have FSD, you're dead, end quote. However, what he said recently says that that is not really the case anymore, and that automakers are no longer interested, although he hasn't really relented on his stance that if you don't get FSD, you're doomed to the pages of history. Now, while a lot of people love FSD, and of course we're seeing how the autonomous robo-taxis have been performing in Austin, Texas, they could well make themselves available in other cities across the US. I believe they're trying to get them licensed in San Francisco and California as well, although the process for that reportedly is going to take over a year. And then, of course, we've got autonomous driving from other companies such as Waymo as well, being able to move their taxis around without any human intervention whatsoever. But interestingly, we have seen some big companies partner with companies like Waymo. For example, Toyota, they have announced a partnership with the robo-taxi firm Waymo as well, to try and bring their autonomous driving, which is effectively developed by Google, because Waymo are owned by Alphabet, who are the parent company for Google as well. You're going to get Google self-driving, effectively, that's what it is, in Toyota cars eventually as well. And Lucid has also teamed up with Uber, and Uber are trying to do their own robo-taxi thing as well. But the key here is really, I think honestly, if Tesla did develop autonomous driving, like properly autonomous, zero human intervention required, like literally you can just sit back, relax, not have to worry about it at all, not even supervise, then maybe other car companies would want to get in on that. But the fact that some people think that FSD mode is completely autonomous driving, then do stupid things, even though it's kind of on them at that point. They don't want the bad press. Tesla gets a lot of bad press about the FSD mode in their cars, and some people might say it's warranted, but some people might argue it's not, because FSD is not fully autonomous. You cannot just take your eyes off of the road and use your phone or whatever, you can't do that, because FSD is not advanced enough to be fully autonomous. It's not on the top level of autonomous driving, effectively. That's what's going on there. It's a misunderstanding, and some people again might say, well, Tesla are getting what they deserve because they've called it full self-driving, which if you're not a car expert, you would hear that and think, oh, it can drive itself. I mean, I would. If I just never heard of it before, I'd think, oh, full self-driving. It can drive itself then fully. It's kind of what it says on the tin, but it's not. So I think if Tesla had that, then maybe some of the car companies would be interested. But as it is, I don't think they're ever going to be interested. And people have rightfully pointed out that, fully autonomous driving cars, in Teslas, those have been 6 months away for the last decade for the most part. So we'll believe it when we see it. We'll see it eventually. It's going to happen, but I still think we're a ways off. I think we're not quite there yet. We're not quite there yet. Not with having all the camera gear that Waymos have to be able to drive around. I mean, Teslas are never going to do that, are they? So, yeah. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below, guys. Should other automakers adapt or die, really, when it comes to FSD mode? Should they license it out from Tesla? Is Mr. Musk right on this one, or is he talking a load of old baloney? I want to hear what you have to say, as always, on this one, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe, as always. Have a fantastic day wherever you are in the world today, and we'll see you very soon.